Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, man? Thank you guys for joining Big B Daily Show. This is Brian Hanley. We are live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining the show today, man. What's going on? Big weekend of football last weekend, man. Huge weekend. We'll break it all down and get into it. And as always, have Q&A at the end. So let's get into it. First off, thank you guys for joining. We're live Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Everybody that's on TikTok, if you're in here, please give me a follow. But more importantly, shoot on over to YouTube, man. The chat is up and interactive over there. I appreciate you guys joining. We'll put your question up, your statement up, your name, give you a good shout out, and we'll go from there, man. So let's have some fun today. Let's break this down. So there's a couple of things. We'll start on Saturday. The Colorado Buffaloes. Let's just call it what it is. They got their head beaten in. You want to say they got taken behind the woodshed. You want to say they got smacked around. What I would like to say more than anything is Colorado got humbled. That was my brother's favorite word when talking about sports. Humbled. And that's exactly what happened to the Colorado Buffaloes. Humbled. So it was ugly. It from the very start. Like they didn't have to work into that ass whooping. They didn't have to do any. It was just from the very beginning, Oregon got after them and whipped them. And I knew it was going to be ugly. I kept saying it was going to be ugly. But I just thought, okay, Colorado will cover the spread. They'll score a garbage touchdown late that doesn't mean anything. And they did do that. It just so happens that the game was so out of hand that that didn't matter. That didn't matter. So, man, oh man. Just ugly from Colorado. And at least, here's the thing, at least Coach Prime stood on it and said it was just old-fashioned butt kicking. They whipped them. What I like more about that game, though, and you guys let me know what you think, I'm a Coach Prime advocate. I like what Coach Prime is doing. I like how he's shaking things up. I think it's great for college football. But I like what the Oregon coach did too. And you can't like what Coach Prime is doing and then turn around and not like what the Oregon coach said, because they're basically doing the same stuff. So you got to like both. And I happen to like both. So I thought it was great. Yeah, man, I ordered some Prime glasses. The daggone things won't be here until November. Like, my goodness, come on, people. And I'm not going to get them off eBay or Amazon where they charge a triple. Like, forget that. I ain't doing that. So, but I do like what the Oregon coach had to say. I love it. I'm glad coaches are starting to come out of their shell. Even Ryan Day at Ohio State talking about Lou Holtz. Where's Lou Holtz at? You felt disrespected. Good for these coaches. Finally admitting the truth that you do hear and pay attention to the outside noise. Good for them. Good for them. Let's move on. Did anybody happen to catch the Miami Dolphins and Denver Broncos game yesterday? Did anybody happen to catch that or see what was going on? Did anybody happen to catch that? I have never seen such a destruction of an NFL team in all of my life. Here's the thing that I'm going to say. Sean Payton badmouthed Nathaniel Hackett. said it was the worst coaching job in the history of the NFL. I don't remember Nathaniel Hackett and the Denver Broncos last year giving up 70 points. Do you guys? I don't remember that happening. So, whatever Sean Payton acts like he's God's gift to football. That's one thing. Like he's won 10 Super Bowls and all this kind of stuff, and he hasn't. If we break it all down, Sean Payton went to one Super Bowl, he won one Super Bowl. But he also missed out on the playoffs several years that they shouldn't have missed and came up short in the playoffs several times with one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. So that was embarrassing. And I got this word. What do y'all think? Do you think that he's the next, or that Miami is the next greatest show on turf? I mean, I don't remember the Rams. I don't remember those teams ever putting up 70 points. That didn't happen. Are they the new greatest show on turf? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It was ugly. I know that. It was ugly. Ugly. But let's move on. Again, thank you guys for joining the Big B Daily Show. Again, it's Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Come check us out. If you're over on TikTok, we're live on TikTok and live on YouTube. If you're over on TikTok, please give us a follow and then jump on over to YouTube, man. Join the chat over on YouTube. The graphics are better. It's a little more fun over on the YouTube chat. But I appreciate everybody for coming and joining the show. What do y'all think about Monday Night Football tonight, man? Who do you like? First off, and I'll kind of answer a couple of questions. Do y'all like having these two Monday Night Football games? Because I don't. Monday night used to be, first of all, for the players to be able to showcase it was just you. If there was a football game on, it was only you. Now there's two of them. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. Get back to showcasing just one game. Get back to showcasing just one game. Yeah, it takes it removes it from being special. It used to be special. It's not special like that anymore. But breaking down the games, though, I like the Eagles over the Bucks. I definitely like the Eagles over the Bucks. And I like the Rams. Look, I think this is a must-win for Cincinnati, isn't it? But I still like the Rams. I like the Rams. I like the Rams to beat them. Burrow banged up. I know he's going to play. Still not on the same page with Chase. I don't know, man. I just don't know. But we'll see. We will see, man. All right, well, let's jump into the chat here. Let's jump into the chat. And let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. First question over on YouTube. If I can see it. Brandon Staley tried to get fired yesterday. Yes, he did. Y'all know me. I thought Brandon Staley, I think he's the worst coach in football. Should have been fired at the end of last year. And here he is. I have no idea. How do you go for it on fourth down on your own 24? The other team has no timeouts. Just punt the football, man. But no. That's what happened. And he said, well, the analytics said we should have went for it. I felt good about it. And that's the problem. Playing analytical nerd football. Analytical nerd football. And you're right. You're right. The Vikings choked the game away. The Vikings should have won the game. They choked the game away. After all of that, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dude had to be tried to get fired because that made zero sense. It made zero sense going for it on 4th down from your own 24 when the other team has no timeouts. Man, punt the football. Punt the football and move on. Or at least put it in your best player's hands and let him make a play for you. They didn't even do that. They didn't even let Herbert make a play. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Just so bad on all fronts. On all fronts. Dolphins rule the league. That's what TikTok is saying. No, I don't know if they rule the league, but I think they may be the best team. I don't want to say they're the best team. I don't want to say they're better than the 49ers just yet. Although I think I did say that last week. I saw the 49ers again. I don't know. It's tough between the 49ers and the Dolphins right now. But you know what? It isn't tough to say. The Cowboys are not who we thought they were. Let's say that out loud so I can get it off my chest. I don't have to keep praising the Cowboys. You know how good that makes me feel? The Cowboys are not who we thought they were. Ah, man, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. Here, I was praising the Cowboys and talking about how they're going to the Super Bowl, which I'm still not backing off on just yet. But it's good to be able to say they're not as good as what we thought they were. And a lot of people are going to blame Dak. Yesterday was not Dak's fault. Yesterday was not Dak's fault. I don't want to hear it. You're butt hurt. If you're trying to blame Dak for all the rushing yards that the Cowboys gave up yesterday, I mean, you're just butt hurt looking for the wrong person to blame. Defense couldn't stop the Cardinals. And that's what we kept saying, that the defense was great. The defense was this and that. They literally couldn't stop the Cardinals from running the football. They ran it down their throat. They ran it down their throat. Ooh, y'all know the fraud of the week is tomorrow. Do the Cowboys make fraud of the week? Do the Cowboys hit fraud alert? Ooh, spicy. Spicy. I can't wait for fraud of the week next week. Or not next week, tomorrow. I can't wait till fraud of the week till tomorrow. There's a lot of teams that can make it. Whew. And boy, you tell the NFL and their scheduling, talk about bad luck. I mean, next week they got the Bears and the Broncos. I mean, the Bears and the Broncos. Whew. NFL is punching itself in the face over that nonsense. Just punching itself in the face. Man, is that a bad matchup. Oh, well. But yeah, man, 70-20. How do the Broncos get 70 points? 70! Inexcusable. Let's take a couple of questions here. Let's go over to YouTube, man. My man, Blake Badcock. What's your thoughts on Mike Williams out for the season? It sucks. Another injury to him. This one, ACL. It sucks. I know the guy's always hurt, but man, does it suck. Out for the year. Sucks. I mean, I know they had a first-round draft pick. We'll see, though. Mike Williams had a hell of a game yesterday until he got hurt. I mean, I think it's going to be a problem for the Chargers moving forward. I really do. Sucks, man. What else we got? Trayvon Johnson, what's going on, man? I think McDaniels should have broke the record. A lot of people say it. A lot of people said he should have kicked that field goal. I don't disagree. He took his. I don't disagree. Run it up. Run it up. I know coaching is a fraternity, but you know what? Run it up. Your team is that bad that you're allowing me to score 70 points. Then what's the difference between 70 and 73? Should have broke the record. I like it. I like it. What do you got over here, TikTok? Houston Texans. Hey, man. Houston's played pretty well. They didn't play great the second game, but the first game they fought. They won yesterday. Tricky game against the Steelers coming up. Houston, they're not bad, are they? They're not bad. Just think if they had another couple weapons, how good Houston would be. They're not bad. You knew they were going to play defense. You knew that. And DeMeco Ryan was going to have them playing defense. Well, he's got them playing defense. Whew. Houston doesn't look horrible. And no, the top 10 team in college can't beat the Broncos. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So, but the Broncos do stink. Don't get me wrong. They stink. But who's worse? The Bears or the Broncos? Who's worse? So I don't know. And just because you type it in caps doesn't mean that I'm going to change my opinion. No, they can't beat the Broncos. A lot of people think the Broncos are worse, man. I don't disagree. Again, man, just a reminder, thank you guys for joining the Big B Daily Show, live on TikTok, live on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Everybody that's in here on TikTok, please remember to give me a follow, and then also hit the link in my bio, and come join the chat over on YouTube, man. Chat's going. The chat is going. Got another question on YouTube. Johnny Gonzalez, are the Steelers good or bad? I honestly can't tell. They keep winning. Well, here's the thing. Mike Tomlin wants to win by playing great defense, not having any turnovers, run the ball some, and make enough plays on offense to be able to beat you. He doesn't have to blow you out. That's fine for Mike Tomlin football team. And that's what they did yesterday. They played great defense. I know Devontae Adams did his thing, which he's going to do his thing. But the Steelers said, we're going to stop the run. We're not going to let you run the football. And they couldn't. Raiders couldn't run it. Even though going into the game, the Steelers had the worst rush defense in the league. It was a little misleading, but they were bad. But I don't know. The Steelers, I wouldn't say the Steelers are good. Kenny Pickett played better. They played more confident, but I wouldn't say that the Steelers are good just yet. They're okay. They're just okay. So, but that's a great question. What else we got over here on YouTube? Pesos. What's my NFL team? The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. The greatest franchise in NFL history is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are frauds. Hey, man, now look here, TikTok. Stop it. The Steelers aren't frauds. And first of all, you got to be good to be considered a fraud. So the Steelers aren't considered one of the best teams and never have been. But you know what the Steelers are? Tied for the top of their division. Owns the tiebreaker over the Browns. So you can say whatever it is that you want. The Steelers are tied for the top of their division. They got the same record as the Chiefs, 2-1. So have at it. Have at it. And, should Pittsburgh fire Tomlin? I don't know. I like the question, but this year has got a lot to do with what my opinion thinks it should be. I don't think so, but we need to be better. We need to make the playoffs, and we need to win a game in the playoffs. Tired of going to the playoffs, not having a chance. I'm tired of that. It's been too many years of that. Too many years. So we'll see. We will see. Another question here on TikTok. Dallas getting manhandled against Arizona is crazy. Woo, woo. And manhandled is a great word, Trayvon. That is a great word because that is exactly what happened. The Cowboys got manhandled by the Cardinals. Physically whipped. Physically whipped. And that was the problem with that defense. All last year, that's what everybody said. That was the weakness. Not what everybody said, it was the truth. Can't stop the run. And yesterday, they couldn't stop the run. It's amazing what happens when you don't get behind, you don't create turnovers and have to play from behind against the Cowboys, and you can stay on schedule, and then you can just run the ball downhill at them. That's what the Cardinals did. Didn't create a hole or a deficit that they had to dig themselves out of with silly turnovers, and just ran the football and ran right over the Cowboys. So it was ugly. It was ugly. But I like it. I think the Cowboys, I mean, they're going to have to fix it. I think the Cowboys are still going to be fine, but that's an issue, man. Their run defense is an issue. It's an issue. All right. What else we got? Do. Dallas missed Diggs bad? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Diggs wasn't going to go up there and stop the run. See, and now I don't know, Quiggle, if you're a Cowboys fan or not. I don't think you are. But Diggs being out didn't have anything to do with the Cardinals running the football yesterday. Nothing. So don't come up with that excuse that Diggs would have stopped it. He ain't no run stuffer. What was he going to do? Except get run over. Get run over. So, no, that's not the case. Got people over on TikTok that are going mad. So, talking about the Dolphins are better than the Steelers. No kidding. The Dolphin fans have waited so long to be able to talk and say something. More power to you, Dolphin fans. Stand up. Stand up. Because your franchise has been a laughingstock forever. So stand up, man. And I hope it continues. I really do. I hope it continues. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope it continues. Because, yeah, they have been the laughingstock and just a miserable franchise for decades. For decades. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. Over here on TikTok. No, we haven't. Yeah, you have. A laughingstock for decades. Deal with it. But don't even deal with it. Now you're good. You're good now. So it's okay. So it's okay. Bang, bang, Niner gang. People just love the 49ers. Here's a good question over here by my man Joe. What's up, man? Even though I'm a Washington Husky, what'd you think about Washington State Cougars win over Oregon State? I thought it was great. I picked Oregon State to win. I thought they'd be more physical. And technically, they were more physical. But Washington State, you couldn't stop. They just couldn't stop that offense. Couldn't stop them. Cam Ward, man, lit them up. Washington State's got a chance. Now, I think Oregon State's going to be really good, and they're going to beat some teams that you don't think they're going to beat. But Washington State is a good football team, man. They're a good football team. So, and here's a Miami fan over here. Have the Steelers ever went undefeated? Miami has. You weren't even an itch. Hell, was your daddy even born when Miami went undefeated? So nobody's talking about something that happened 60 years ago, man. Nobody is talking about that. I said decades, and you've been a laughingstock for decades. Deal with it. Don't come to me talking to me about something that happened, what was it, 51 years ago? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And here's another thing about you, Miami fan. You got the only team in NFL history that's been undefeated. And yet that NFL team, nobody considers to be the best NFL team ever. Nobody considers you that. So there's that too. Sorry, Dolphin fan. Sorry. This is what happens. You get me riled up. This is what happens. You want to come in here talking nonsense? We'll talk. We'll talk. Do you think Fields is a bust? Up to this point, I do. How can you not? How can you not? So, I mean, yeah, he is. He is. Bad. It's not all his fault. I'll admit that. It's not all his fault, but he's bad. He's played bad. Got to play. Yesterday, that was pathetic. That was pathetic. Now, I know the Chiefs' defense is good, and it is good, but that was pathetic. That was pathetic. Sean Payton keeping Wilson in all game. Good for him. Good for him. And Russell Wilson is an abomination. He is an embarrassment. Now, don't get me wrong. Sean Payton is to blame some too. But hey, man, the game wasn't over. Keep playing. Keep playing. That was ugly. 70 points? I did see this meme, though. I did see this meme, man. Y'all think this is funny. Y'all know the whole Broncos, let's ride, let's ride. So I get this meme yesterday. Somebody sends it to me. It says, Broncos, let's ride. And then it says, the ride. Y'all remember that oceanic sub that got imploded? They said that was the ride. I must have laughed for 10 minutes. I couldn't stop laughing. I literally could not stop laughing. Broncos, let's ride. I'm like, and then the ride was the oceanic sub. I'm like, man, I just, 70 points. TikTok, 70 points. YouTube, 70 points. How does that happen? And look, I felt good because I had the Dolphins kicker. He got 10 points. It was all on extra points. Come on, man. 10 touchdowns? Oh. I mean, yeah, I was like, man, my kicker got 10 points. All on extra point. When the hell does that ever happen? Never. 10 points, all on extra points from your kicker. Fantasy football team looked good with my kicker yesterday. I'm like, my goodness. Speaking of fantasy football, y'all ever need fantasy football needs, man, go over to YouTube and check out my man, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. The guy's, he's been in like 15, 20 leagues for almost 15, 20 years. The guy knows exactly what he's doing. Go check him out. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. He's on YouTube or on TikTok as well. Go follow, go subscribe on YouTube. Go check him out, man. He will get you right with your fantasy football team each week. Each week. So what else we got? What other questions we got? My man Joe asking another question over on YouTube. Is that bad news Bears versus Northeastern Colorado Broncos? That's what they look like. Yeah, man. That's a horrible football game. The NFL have to be kicking themselves in the head. How did this game get matched this week? Whew. Watch it end in a tie. Watch it end in like a 12-12 tie. Something weird. Just bad football. Bad football, man. Whew. The weird one. Did you see They still haven't decided if Burrow is going to play or not. I think they said he's going to play, but I haven't heard a definitive word yet on Burrow. I have not heard a definitive word yet. So, no, I have not. And I like the Bucks tonight. Or not the Bucks. I like the Eagles tonight to beat the Bucks. I like the Eagles to beat the Bucks. Come on, man. Broncos country. Let's die. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do I think Sean Payton regrets it? No, because his paycheck is not going to allow him to regret going to the Broncos. So his paycheck's not going to allow him to regret it. Although I think he could have held out and waited for Brandon Staley to get fired and taken the Chargers job. I think he could have done that. If the Bears get the number 1 pick, this is a good question from Rob Johnson. If the Bears get the number 1 pick next year, and if Caleb Williams, I'm pulling an Eli Manning. If you're Caleb Williams, you're pulling an Eli Manning. I might too. If I'm the Bears or if I'm Caleb Williams and I get picked by the Bears, I'm like, Here's the thing, though. He'll know the draft order before he has to make a decision on whether he wants to come out or not. So if he doesn't want to get picked by the Bears, there's another path. You could always go back to school. I mean, you see Caleb Williams on Saturday, he's in every college commercial. You know, they told him that, look, man, we want to market you. We want to do this, but you got to cut your hair. Y'all look at what Caleb Williams' head looked like last year versus what it looks like this year. And I'm sure they said, you can either keep your haircut and get nothing, or we'll pay you millions of dollars and you can cut your hair. Man, he got an uptown fade faster than they could get it out of their mouths. So I don't know. If I'm Caleb Williams, I don't know that I want to go to the, like I said last week, man, the Bears organization is a disaster. So, oh my gosh. Do you think the Chargers can make it with just Keenan Allen? First of all, the Chargers don't have just Keenan Allen. So that's a horrible question. So they're not going to make it with just Keenan Allen. So you don't have to type it in caps over here on TikTok 100 times. Eagles all the way tonight. I like it. I like the Eagles. Is Russell Wilson that bad, or is it the offense? Well, let me ask you this question. It was a different offense last year, and how good did he look? And also, here's another thing. Russell Wilson wasn't the problem yesterday. He wasn't the problem. He's not on defense. So Russell Wilson is not the problem, man. He's not the only problem. Let me just say that. He's not the only problem. Everybody wants to put this on him, just like they want to put the Cowboys game on Dak. Dak didn't give up over 200 yards rushing. Dak didn't do that. Dak didn't get physically manhandled at the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen anything to do with Dak or Russell Wilson. So let's go. The weird one, another question. The Broncos play the Bears next week. Yes. It's going to be horrible. Harold Smith says the Memphis Tigers are overrated. Okay. That's a good comment. My Lions defensive line was looking real mean yesterday, says Trayvon Johnson. What do y'all think about the Lions? I thought their defense looked good. Played physical. And here's the thing. You know that Atlanta wants to run the football, and they couldn't run the football. That's the thing, is that Detroit said, you're not going to run it on us. And they didn't let them. Now, Ritter was awful. So we kind of knew that was going to be Atlanta's Achilles heel was Ritter. And he is. He's been horrible. But they can't run the football. Can't run the football. Lions wouldn't allow it. Lions played very well yesterday, man. Give them credit. They played well. Do I think the Raiders will trade Devontae Adams at the trade deadline? No. No. For what? For what? At the trade deadline, no. Before the draft next year, that's a possibility. But I don't think Devontae Adams wants to leave. I think he's fine where they are, where he is. I think he just wants to be more competitive. So we'll see. I think Devontae, and here's the thing: the Raiders, their front seven is deceiving. It's pretty good, but they can't run the football anymore. That's their problem. They can't run the football anymore. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see. What do we got over here on YouTube? Again, while we're doing that, man, I want to thank everybody for joining the Big B Daily Show today, man. I'm not feeling my best, so I apologize for the energy not being where it usually is. I apologize for that. But I'll have it going tomorrow. I'm doing the best I can. I appreciate it. And again, we're Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Thank you guys for joining. If you're on TikTok, remember, give me a follow over on TikTok and then come join the live, man. Come join the live stream over on YouTube. Click the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio. Come on over. Join us on YouTube, man. Caleb is the man, says Golf Hawk. Yes, he is. Good question by Rob Johnson over here on TikTok. If Harbaugh doesn't win a championship this year at Michigan, I think he'll leave for the Chargers job after Staley gets fired. He might. He just might. I don't know how him and Herbert are going to coexist because Harbaugh likes to pound the football and Herbert wants to throw it. So we'll see how those two things mix. But maybe Herbert needs to take a step back. I don't think so. I don't think Herbert's not the issue, man. He ain't the issue. That bad head coaching is the issue. My goodness. All that analytical nerd football. Whew. Oh, yeah. That's a good question over here on TikTok. Can't believe that the Colts beat the Ravens. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. You can put that game on Lamar Jackson. And yeah, I know it was another monsoon. Lamar Jackson didn't play well. He didn't play well. He's got to play better. If they're going to win, Lamar Jackson has to play better than that. Now, they did have 7 starters out too. Now that's a problem. 3 of them on the offensive line. That's a problem. So, but he's just got to play better. He's just got to play better. That's all. That was bad yesterday. Took that sack late in the game that caused him to have to take a 61-yard field goal. That was horrible. He knows better than that, but he didn't play better than that. Yeah, I can blame him. I can blame him. And no, you can't blame some people were trying to blame Justin Tucker. I'm like, it was a 61-yard field goal. If Jackson doesn't take that sack and they get another 5 yards, it's a 58-yard field goal or 57, and they win because he makes it. So, the Dolphins just scored another touchdown. Maybe. They might have, man. That was brutal. That was brutal yesterday. 70 points. Jiminy Christmas. That was ugly. Jordan Love grew up yesterday, according to my man, Golf Hawk. Christian Watson is coming back. Is Green Bay for real? I think you got to say Green Bay is for real, don't you? People are saying the Saints are going to win the division. Now, Carr went out, but 30 for 30 was still moving the ball for the Saints. So, yeah, man. Yeah. I think you still, I like it. I was wrong about the Packers up to this point because I thought they were dead in the water yesterday and came back and won that football game. Good for the Packers. Good for Jordan Love. Good for the Packers and good for Jordan Love. Troy Thibodeau. My Dolphins are for real. Yeah, the Dolphins are for real, man. The Dolphins are for real. You just can't deny the Dolphins any longer, man. You can't do that. They're good. The Saints lost the QB, but they were still moving the football. Jameis Winston came in and went 10 for 16. I mean, Carr was only 12. I think he was 12 or 13 for 19. So they basically had the same stats. Tua for MVP. Can't say he's not in that conversation. He 100% is in that conversation. Why does this guy keep texting the 92? I guess he wants to be blocked, so we'll block him. We'll go ahead and get him out of here. Joe Burrow MVP, not close. Up to this point. Still a ton of football left. Stroud is going to be great. Didn't CJ Stroud play good yesterday? I thought he did. I didn't like the last week when they were down 38-7 or whatever, and they scored a touchdown and they did their big dance. I'm like, yeah, that's tacky. Read the room. But he played good yesterday. We knew the Texans were going to fight. We just didn't think they've won these games. I didn't think they'd win more than 4 games. And they still may not, but I like how they're fighting. So Joe disagrees with me. Penix Jr. is the man. I feel he's playing better than Caleb. And Penix is not running for his life like Caleb is. Well, first of all, running for his life like Caleb is not Caleb's fault. I think you'd agree with that. If your offensive line isn't blocking for you, that's not Caleb's fault. So, is Penix Jr. playing well? Yeah. You can make a good case that, yeah, he's playing better. Okay. But I still like Caleb Williams. We'll see after this week because they're going to spank Colorado too. They're going to spank Colorado as well. So we'll see. If the Bengals lose tonight and fall to 0-3, what's the statistics on teams starting 0-3 and making the playoffs? I don't know. Somebody can look that up. I have no idea what the statistics are. I know the Texans did it a couple of years back with Deshaun Watson, but I got to believe it's super low. Super low. I don't even remember, other than the Texans, another team doing it. I'm sure there has been. Whew. It's ugly. Ugly. All right. I think we got time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions, and I'm going to get out of here, man. Do I think Kirk Cousins on his last legs in Minnesota? Yeah. But Cousins, I mean, yesterday they fumbled that whole sequence at the end of the game. I mean, you could put that on a lot of different people. But Cousins hadn't been the issue this year. He hadn't played bad. He hadn't played bad at all. I mean, usually you can pinpoint to people that play bad, and Cousins isn't the issue. I mean, that defense that was horrible last year and is still horrible. I know you brought in Brian Flores like he's going to save the day. I'm like, they have no players on defense. They have no good players. So I don't care what your scheme is. If you don't have good players, it's hard to win. It's hard to win. That's all I'm going to say. It's hard to win. All right, man. I want to thank you guys. I apologize for cutting this one short today. I apologize, but I got to get out of here. Not feeling good. So, again, Big B Daily Show, man, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Come and join us. We've been killing it the last couple of weeks. You guys have made it possible. I appreciate it. Tell your friends about us. Again, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. If you're over here on TikTok and you're not giving me a follow, give me a follow, man. I would appreciate it. And then click the link in my bio and come subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. The chat on YouTube is insane, much more interactive. Get your question or your statement put up on the screen and a shout out, man. So I will holler at you guys. You guys have a good one, man. See you tomorrow.